Good evening, good people of the Lord. Welcome to Money Moments with yours truly. My name is Mose and I'm glad to be here. Again, Money Moments shifted to Thursday, 5 o'clock. Enoch Leonza, welcome. Joseph Rabose, good to see you again, sir. Sam Chirabo, joining us from Athi River. Joining us from Kigali, Dokas Magoba. Amaro. Peking Solosozi, hey, how are you? Grace Nyakato, good evening. Moses Sebale, good evening. Moses Murungi, good evening. Tina Namazi, you're always here, good evening. Hey, Dokas, good to see you again today. Kindly, ladies and gentlemen, as you're joining us, this is Money Moments. Let us know where you're watching us from and what your brand is. Here at Money Moments, we are not afraid to talk about what we do for business. So you tell us what your brand is, what you do for business. Just print it right there. People will see it. Yeah, Tina Namaz is watching from Heaven's Portal Community. Wow. Awesome. Julie Nachiganda, good to see you. Dr. Joseph Walube is watching us. Blessed Ivan, blessed right here from Makerere Chikoni, aka Makerere West. Pastor Isaac Macharia, Dennis Amako, Paul Kasomba, Enoch Leonza says Tigali is watching. Nora Navio Namara, how are you? Good to see you. Nyombi Alan, my man, good to see you. Isaac says watching from the garage. Pro Wairimuk from Nairobi is joining us. Yeah, good to see you, everyone. Nora, how are you? Please, those who are joining, this is Money Moments, let us know what brand you represent. Bantu Pharmaceuticals International. Barry Florence, good to see you. Good to see you here. Those who want a copy of this book, Straightforward Financial Growth, you look for Barry Florence. She's online right now. She's going to print the phone number that you need to text or call to get. Chris Davis and Subugamuga watching from Nabusugwe. Samuel Elvis from Chira, Safe Light Visual Media. Hey, Samuel Elvis, when did you move to Chira? You're in my neighborhood. We need to catch up for coffee soon. Diane Komunda, good to see you, Nyabao. Ronald Ronnie Arinde, all the way from UG. Glad to be here. Rita Nasima. Esther Fortnet Mlunji from Ginger City, Stone City. Welcome. Patrick Word, Henrietta Nachisozi. Evelyn Nwagaba. Please let us know the brand you present. What's your business called? What do you do? What's your business called? What do you do? Watching from Chitintale. Yay. Judith Akol, good to see you. Henrietta Waste Fix. I think they do waste stuff. Jonathan Bukenya Mwanguzi from Mberere, good to see you, sir. How are you? Those who are just joining us, welcome to Money Moments. Let us know you're watching from and what brand you represent. We are here to build billion dollar brands. Talking to billionaires. Persis Babiria is watching us. Good to see you. Grace Zake, good to see you. Trury Consult is Grace is an educator. Angelo Cato, good to see you. Tieno Claire, Rosie Phillips, powercloud.com, gospelphilip.com. Awesome. Sandra Chomendo, good to see you. John Tumwine. Someone is watching from Katwe. Alan Nyombi from Namgongo representing Woodnot Logistics. Soon opening doors. Ho, 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 Woodnot Logistics. It's 5 minutes after 5 o'clock. I gotta get started. Thank you for those who have joined us this evening. Jeremy Diamazi, of course, Nomad Advertising Limited, the Nomad Agency, the Nomad Agency, baddest designers north of the Limpopo. If you want your brand to stand out, those are the people you talk to. All right, Let's get started. Rukia Naruja has joined us from Momentum Leadership Group. And last week we were hanging here together and we were talking about, we are going through some incredible truth from Harv Eker's book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Leaders are readers. Business leaders are readers, and you need to read lots of business material, business books. Joseph Rabose serves with Pispa Africa. They make the best t-shirts in the region. I can confirm this t-shirt I'm wearing is a Pispa Africa product. So if you want t-shirts that are off the hook, talk to Pispa. If you want a copy of the Straightforward Financial Growth book, Florence has put her number 0751682130. And many brands are coming on here. All right, let's get on with it. So, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by Harv Eker was one of the books that started the process of changing my life in the way I think about money and the way I deal with money and the way I handle money. By the way, you could share this with your friends wherever they are. Just take that share button and share on WhatsApp groups, share on your wall, just share. We need to change our financial stories. At Straightforward Financial Growth, we believe that God has called us to change the destinies of 1 million families financially, changing the financial destinies of 1 million families to the next generation. Next generation means that their children should not worry about what they worried about. Your children should not worry about what you worried about. When I finished campus, I started by staying with a friend. I had nowhere to go. So I lived with a friend for a couple of months. Then he got married. Then I had to move to another friend's house. Then I had to move to my brother's house. Then I was going to get married, so I had to start renting. So I don't want my children to start there. It is illegal for your children to start where you started, or worse. A good man leaves an inheritance for children's children. Our children should not worry about things like rent or looking for a job. No. You should leave something behind where your children, they start from a completely different level. They should be worried about environmental protection, going to the moon, art, music, those kind of things, not surviving. How do we do that? We set ourselves up in a way that we create a platform for the next generation to start at a much more advanced place financially. Bill Johnson said that the ceiling of every generation should be the floor of the next generation. The ceiling of every generation should be the floor of the next generation. That should happen financially as well. If you were born today and your last name is Madvani, I can guarantee you that your worries are going to be very different from if your last name is another name, and I will not put that other name. So that's why we do what we do. That's why I'm adamant about financial education and progress. So one of the books that I highly recommend is Harv Eker's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and in it he talks about the 17 wealth files. And last week we looked at wealth file number 1 up to 8. And today we are going to look at wealth file number 9 up to 17. Wealth file number 9 up to 17. And in this book, Harv Eker makes a case that rich people think a certain way that's distinctively different from how poor people think. So he argues that it's about how you think. And I agree with him because the Bible says that do not be conformed to this world or to the standards of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your only chance for transformation is the renewing of your mind. Now, is poverty a standard of heaven? No. Poverty is a standard of this world. So being broke or being poor or embracing poverty as a way of life is actually being conformed to the standards of this world. And how do you change that? How do you stop being conformed to the standard of this world, which is poverty, to be conformed to the standard of heaven, which is wealth? Because in heaven, the gold is on the streets. You start by renewing your mind. Your mind is your biggest financial tool. Your mind is your biggest financial asset. What you do with your mind is going to determine where you go next. Money will never hit your wallet until it has hit your mind. The most powerful place on earth is not the Kremlin, it's not the White House, it's not the Congress in the US, it's not the Ugandan State House, it is your mind. You literally live your life out of your mindset. So if you want to change your life, you have to change your thinking. If you want to change your life, you have to change your thinking. You can't go farther than the horizon you perceive in your mind, in your spirit. So that's why we are very, very adamant about mind renewal as the first step towards wealth. The first step towards wealth is, what do you do with your mind? Someone with a billionaire mindset is much better off than someone with some money in their pocket with a poverty mindset. It's a matter of time before that money leaves you. If you took all the money in Uganda and distributed it equally among the citizenry, you can be sure that in 2 weeks, the people who have the money now will have it back, and the people who are broke now will be back broke. Why? It wasn't the money, it was the mind. Good to see you, Dr. Nachi. All right, so welfare number 9. Rich people are bigger than their problems. Poor people are smaller than their problems. Rich people are bigger than their problems. Poor people are smaller than their problems. The issue is never the size of the problem. The issue is the size of you. The issue is never the size of the problem. The issue is the size of you. Look, as long as you are earthbound, as long as you are on this planet, problems shall come. They will. If they haven't been trying to come to yours, I don't know where you live. So the issue is not whether you will get a problem or not. That one is guaranteed. You are going to get it. Even Jesus himself said that in this world you will have many troubles. He didn't say few, he said many. And then it says, be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. And Harv Eker says that rich people are bigger than their problems, while poor people are smaller than their problems. They coil in the face of problems. They find someone else to blame for what's going on instead of taking responsibility and tearing down the problem. So if you want to know if you have a wealthy mindset or not, is what is your attitude towards the problem. If you just break down and cry and blame everyone else, no, that's not a good thing. You're thinking like a poor person. If you want to think like a rich person, you must be bigger than your problems. Rich people are bigger than their problems. They don't go around trying to find excuses why this didn't work, why that didn't work, why that didn't work. They keep, they start, they fail, they improve, they re-enter. That's the first step process for being successful as an entrepreneur. Start, fail, improve, re-enter, restart until you succeed. So rich people are bigger than their problems. Poor people are smaller than their problems. Please let me know if you're watching. Just press that blue button. I'm feeling lonely because I think now people are taking notes and taking this as seriously as we ought to. So rich people are bigger than their problems. Poor people are smaller than their problems. There was a time when if I found any challenge or any problem, my solution was to find a person to blame. And I woke up one day and realized, look, it doesn't matter how many people you blame. It's you. Daniel, in his book, Keep Your Love On, he says that the only person you can control on a good day is yourself. The only person you can control on a good day is yourself. So rich people are bigger than their problems. Poor people are smaller than their problems. Welfare number 10. Rich people are excellent receivers. Poor people are poor receivers. Rich people, Danny Silk. Thank you so much, Enoch, for reminding me. Danny Silk. So rich people are good receivers. Poor people are poor receivers. Rich people are excellent receivers. Poor people are poor receivers. When you have a poverty mindset, even when I will never forget, God performed a great miracle for me in senior 6. There was lots of challenges. My mom passed on 2 weeks before my UNEB exams, and everything looked really bleak and dim. And God helped me, and I passed. I wasn't even a good student at that time. I had been a good student before, but by the time I was approaching my UNEB exams, mathematics had showed me a number and a few of those other things. Things were going south really quickly, but God performed a miracle and I passed. I was the 4th best student in the country, among the science students. And then my auntie, who loved me very much, asks me, he said, ask for anything. Like, I want to celebrate because, look, my mom had passed on just 2 weeks before I did the exam. So now my auntie, I think, she could see that she was the only one who, like, could celebrate with me. So she asks, she tells me, ask for anything. You people, poverty is bad. Poverty is bad. She said, ask for anything. This is me, senior 6 VAC. I've been asked to ask for anything. I asked to go to a tailor on the street to make for me a suit. That's what I asked for. Poor people are poor receivers. So yeah, she said, okay, go. So I went. They took my measurements, and the tailor made me a suit. Like, how can they ask you to ask for anything and you ask for not even a brand new suit from the shop? You ask for the one for being measured. These people on the street. Some of you are laughing at me now. Rich people are excellent receivers. Poor people are poor receivers. When poverty embeds itself in your mind, it doesn't matter what kind of opportunity comes your way. Do you know how a lot of people's poverty is expressed? When you're billing for services. You know, I'm an architect. There was a time I used to charge like 500K to do people's plans. Many years ago then, when I felt like I had almost sinned against the Lord, I took it to 750,000. Then I happened to interact with some young ladies who had left art school like 3 years after me, whose designs were not remarkable at all, and they were charging like 5 million. Here I was feeling like a sinner for asking for 750K to design a house. That's called poverty. Isaac Macharia, your hate for suits, the speaker. Isaac, you're being a real pastor now. I'd never discerned why I don't like suits. Poverty will cause you to underquote for a service when people who are delivering half of the value you deliver are quoting 5 times your price. Poverty. Esther Solomon here on Pangwood. Pal, chill, yes. Real tailored. Rich people are excellent receivers. Poor people are poor receivers. How good are you at receiving? Wealth file number 11. Rich people choose to get paid based on results. Poor people choose to get paid based on time. Rich people choose to be paid based on results. Poor people choose to be paid based on time. Results or time. Rich people know I have value, I'm going to deliver value, and I'm going to be paid for the results. Poor people they doubt the value they have, So instead of choosing to be paid according to results, they say, no, pay me according to the time I'm present. They just want to show up. They want to clock in, clock out, and demand their payment, whether they produce the results at work or not. That's why most people prefer a salary to putting the product or service out there in the market and pegging your wealth to your success in marketing that product or not. You'd rather show up every day, leave every evening. Show up every day. Why? Because you're like, I can't trust my own value. I want to be sure that I will not go hungry. So you choose to be paid based on time instead of results. I don't know if I'm talking to anyone tonight. In fact, I'm not going to take it worth 517 because we are even running out of time. So, rich people choose to be paid based on results. Poor people choose to get paid based on time. So is someone asking what is the book? Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by Harv Eker. So what is your method? So a lot of people fear to be evaluated. They fear that time when it's time to check the results because they would rather keep getting a paycheck without checking, am I delivering value or not? So rich people choose to be paid based on results. Poor people choose to get paid based on time. Once you know your value, you don't ever have to worry about the time. You just, Joseph saying, land brokers who demand payment after wasting your day showing you around 2-bedroom houses when you clearly stated, that you're looking for a 4-bedroom house. That's exactly. I know those brokers. They can tell you, boss in Funya and tofu ya nyini. Then when you're 1 kilometer away from the house, you're like, now the car stops here, we are walking. There is no access. So do you trust your value and the results you can deliver? Because the day you understand that, you're sorted. As this very man, Harv Eker, says, in the law of income, you shall be compensated according to the value you deliver to the market, not the time you spend in office. The value you deliver to the market, not the time you spend in office. Okay. Wealth fire number 12. Rich people think both, poor people think either or. Rich people think both, poor people think either or. That's wealth fire number 12. You know, when you have a poverty mindset, you think you can never have it all. Says if you're going to be wealthy, then your marriage will not work. Or if you're going to have a happy marriage, then you have to be broke. Or if you're going to make money, then you compromise your health. Or if you're going to be a man of God who loves God and knows God, then you are going to be broke. It's like, can't we have both? That's why people come up with statements like stinking rich or filthy rich. That's either or thinking. Like rich, you want to be rich, then you have to stink. You have to be rich, then you have to be filthy. The Luganda version is even worse. Rotten rich. That's poor thinking. That's poverty mindset. You need to get rid of it immediately. You have to get rid of it immediately. So, rich people think both. You can have both a good marriage and a little money. You can have both a good marriage and great business. You can have both great kids and great money. You can have both good health. This idea of having to choose Which one did God have to choose? Does God have to choose one of those? Because we are created in his own image. Does God have to choose both? One of the two? No. You can be happy, wealthy, great marriage, healthy, all at the same time. It's just a matter of having the wisdom to do it and to know what to do when. So rich people choose both, poor people choose either or. You've heard sayings like, even the rich cry. Where do you think that stuff comes from? Even the rich cry. Wow. So does that mean the poor don't cry? Even the rich cry. All that stuff comes out of this poverty mindset of, if you're rich, at least go cry, go. Yeah. No. Rich people think both, poor people think either or. So I like how Harv Eker puts it and says that. Like, if, like, the rich, if you're going to have the cake, have real cake. Yeah? It says, what's the point? So you've heard the saying of, you can either have your cake or eat it. And then it says, what's the point of having the cake if you're not going to eat it? So this whole business of you either have it or eat it. Well, that's poverty thinking. What's the point of having it if you're not going to eat it? And says, so if you're poor, instead of asking for cake, having it and eating it, all you do, ask for a donut, focus on the whole, and end up with nothing. I'll never forget that imagery of getting a donut, focusing on the whole, and ending up with nothing. So, rich people think both, poor people think either or. Lastly, this is the last one I'm going to squeeze in before our time is up. Rich people focus on their net worth, poor people focus on their working income. Working income. How much do you earn? How much are you paid? That's working income. Rich people think net worth. How are you increasing your net worth? How do you have passive income? Do you have assets that are producing passive income? This is how Harv Eker put it. Like, when you go to one of those, like when you go to the golf club, you won't hear rumors like, did you hear so-and-so got a raise? No, people are not discussing raises in those places. People are discussing who bought what business, what deals are going down. Here, people are discussing if they got a salary raise. That's poverty thinking. So rich people focus on their net worth. Let me ask you, do you know your net worth? Have you even calculated your net worth? Do you know? If they ask you how much are you worth in Uganda shillings or dollars, can you tell it? Why? You are focusing on money, working income, working, making money. Money you make it can always leave you quickly. It's assets. Beginning this Sunday at Worship Harvest, those who attend Worship Harvest, we are going to start a series. I'm expecting some money. 10 o'clock online. Right here on this page and on the Worship Harvest Facebook page and YouTube channel. Join us as we talk about, I'm expecting some money. We'll deal with some of these things in detail. Otherwise, I'm so glad to have you today here on Money Moments. Thanks for joining me. Let me see you next Thursday at 5 o'clock until 5:30 as we continue looking at the 17 wealth files from Harv Eker's book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. I'm committed to helping you become all that God created you to be, including in the financial arena. We are going to chase poverty from our generation and the next generations until Uganda becomes the land of milk and honey for real, because we're a blessed land. There's no way to explain the poverty around us. So God bless you. May God increase you. May God bless you like he blessed Abraham, your father, until you become a blessing to all the nations of the earth, like Isaac. May you begin to prosper, continue prospering until you become very prosperous. May God bless you abundantly, my friends. Amen.